Hello, this is Frida. Welcome to my channel. For today's tutorial, I will be showing you how to crochet this lovely stitch. I am calling this the Tulip Gardens. As you can see, these look like tulips. Don't you think so? Yeah. Okay, so this stitch is another stitch from the scrubbies that I was mentioning on my previous tutorial, and it is done with the puff stitch method, and it's super soft. It's reversible, so two sides are same, back and forth, back and front, just to show you. And it's super easy. It is super easy. It can be done for a boy or a girl. I had these yarn, I had one ball of this yarn in my stash. These are sold at $11.99 in Michael's. Ice Yarn sells the same yarn because it's made in Turkey. Let me show it to you. It's here somewhere if I can find it. Oops. Made in Turkey. So it's the same yarn, but they changed the label. So I'm not going to go into it. It is 100% acrylic, so it's machine washable and dryable, but I would prefer it to, you can wash it in the machine, but lay it down flat to dry it on your clothes rack if you have. And because if you put it in the dryer, it's going to get irritated. And it's handmade. Anything that is handmade will you have to be careful with when you're drying it. So it's 100% acrylic, and this ball is about 10 ounces, 284 gram, and it goes on and on about the meter and the yardage if you're looking for, if you have a pattern, if you want to use this yarn. And I love the color, and I just wanted to use it, but I noticed I don't have enough yarn. So I went to Michael's for $11.99. I had a 55% coupon, so this came to $5.49 for me, plus GST, of course. So I bought another ball just in case, because I just want to use up, and I want to make a nice cozy blanket. And the label fell off, of course. Before I did that, I noticed even they look same, but if you look at the color dye, the dye, the number, the one that were in the rack at Michael's were different. Thank God I took mine, so I found the same color, because I don't want it to, have a different color. But even when I notice, if you put it side by side, I notice the pink is darker on this one and it's lighter on this one. Even the dye colors are same. So when you're buying, please be careful, because that happened to me. And when I finished the project, I said, oh my goodness, what is this? It was totally different color, like half was different and half was different. Okay, so let's get started on how to crochet this lovely stitch. It's very easy. You only have to do 2 rows. This is all you do. You do 3 double crochet, 2 chain, 3 double crochet, and then you do the puff stitches. That's all to it. And it turns out perfectly, especially if you're using variegated yarn. But for this tutorial, I'm just going to grab cotton yarn that I had here, if I can find it. And I will show it, I will do the demonstration on one color so you won't get confused. So let me grab my yarn and I'll be right back. Okay, I think I forgot to mention, this is a 3-weight, but the yarn that I'm going to be showing is a 4-weight. So you can play around with it. So it shouldn't be any issues, but it would be bigger than what you would participate. And for this baby blanket, I chained about 101 chain. So at the end, it will turn up to 33 inches wide. Oops, sorry, wide, like wide when you chain, and then you can crochet as long as you want. Okay, I'll just grab my yarn and let's get started on how to crochet this lovely stitch. the tulip garden stitch. Okay, so I think I chained about 41 stitches. And then I was working on a project, another stitch, which did not go on with goodwill, well, that I have wanted to. So what you do is you chain as long as you want, or you can do the chainless foundation chain. And then for this one I did chain, and I did a single crochet on each. And the crochet hook, this is too big, so I need to grab a smaller crochet hook. So I'll just grab my 4-point, let me see, here it is, sorry about that, 4.5 millimeter crochet hook. It's one of my Tulip. And then what I do is, so after doing, or you don't have to do single crochet, you can start right away. So chain 3 to go up, turn your work. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is, on this first chain, I'm going to do 3 double crochet, just like this. And I'm going to chain 2. Okay, I'm going to skip 2, 1, 2, and on the third, on that same chain, that third chain, I am going to do 3 double crochet, just like this. Chain 2. This row is just we're repeating what we're doing. So skip 2 again, skip 2 chain. On the third, we're going to do 3 double crochet. Chain 2 again, skip 2. On the third, we're going to do 3 double crochet. Chain 2, again skip 2. On the third, going to do 3 double crochet on that same chain that we have. Again, chain 2 and skip 2. On the third, 3 double crochet. So I'm going to let you crochet all the way to the end, and I will meet you at the end. Okay, so I'm at the end, and I did my 3. So I'm going to chain 2. And on this one, remember how we started here? Yeah, this is what I don't like. See, this part is getting wider, and where I chained, it's too tight, like it doesn't stretch at all. But just wanted to show how I love doing the chainless foundation chain, like I did on this one, and it's so stretchy. Like if you notice, nothing, it looks so nice when you crochet. But here, maybe it's a cotton yarn, maybe not, but just to show it doesn't stretch. I love the new technique that I've been doing, but for this tutorial I just wanted to show you 2 rows, and I will continue with the other one. But yeah, because this is a plain color, I didn't want you to get confused. Okay, so I'm going back. Remember, we did the 3 chain and we went up here. So we're going to do the same, and this one is 41. So I would say chain multiple 2 plus 1. I think that's how it works, because the blanket that I did 101 stitches. I chained 101, and then it went perfectly like what I'm doing here. So on the third, I skipped a 2 on the third. I do 3 double crochet, 2, 3, and I chain 2 to go up. You're gonna say, why are you crocheting sideways? Like, I crochet it this way. I don't know, I feel it more comfortable doing it that way. Yeah, I crochet this way for some reason. Well, I don't know. Everyone has their own way of how to crochet. So what I'm going to do here is, okay, before I do that, yeah, 3 chain to go up, okay, and then here what we're going to do is, this is where we're going to do the puff stitch. And to do the puff stitch, we're going to go, because this is a 4-weight, this is bulkier than the other one. What I'm going to do is, you know how to do the puff stitch, right? You don't pull it, you pull it like this, and then 3. I'm going to do 3 times because this yarn being thick. And then I'm not going to pull it at once, and I'm going to continue. I'm going to go where we did the 2 chain here. Then I'm going to pull it, so 1, 2, and then 3. So you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, I believe. I never count these. But you should have something like this, and then you pull it at once. And then you pull one like this. So what you would see is you would have like a V, if you look at it. Look like a V. And then we chain 1, 2. Again, so we repeat what we do. What I just did, we're going to repeat it. So we're going to make a puff stitch, 2, 3, but we're not going to pull it. And then we're going to the next door. So 1, 2, 3. Next door is where we did the 2 chain. Okay, I'm going to show you a trick. Okay, I'm going to hold this, and I'm going to pull, but I'm still holding this here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go between, and I am going to pull this, just like this. Okay. The reason I did this, I wanted to have it tighter, the puffs to be having it tighter. As you can see, this is loosened, but you're going to say it's the same. But it gives you a big difference when you're crocheting. You can try it if you want. It's just an extra step. So I chain 2 automatically, and I just repeat what I do. 1, 2, 3. And I go to the next one. 1, 2, 3. Okay. You can pull it at once. Just like this, and then you chain 2. And here's another trick I figured. I don't know if it would help to have your puffs tighter. 2, 3. And then you go to the next 2 chain. 1, 2, 3. And then you pull it once. Just like this, and then 1, 2. And you continue crocheting, so you will have these V's, these zigzags. You will create zigzags like this. But when you put it upside down, automatically it becomes a flower, a tulip flower. See, this is the tulip. These are the, you know, how the tulip looks. Or you can, what you can do is, this can be the leaf, and then you can change the color on when you're doing the 3 double crochets. Just like here. Just to show you. Let's say these are the leaves and these are the flower. You can play around and create that. Just gives you Just gives you a nice nice stitch, something different. And this is all to it, so you just go all the way to the end. Then you on the same, so you make 2 puffs on the same, 2 chain, 2, 3, and then you go to the next one. You don't pull it, and then you just repeat it. Just go yarn over, 2, 3, and then if you want to have it tight, I hold this with my thumb and I pull this all the way. I pull it and I hold it. From here I put my crochet hook and I just pull it. Either you can do it this way. That's what I'm trying to say. It gives you that tighter look instead of this looser look. So this is one of the tricks that I found. 1, 2. Then you just repeat it. 1, 2, 3. Don't pull it, and then go to the next. 2, 3. And then you just pull it. Okay, so continue crocheting and I will meet you at the end. I have crocheted all the way to the end, and so I did my last, so I'm going to chain 2. Don't forget to chain 2 to give space between. And then I just do my puff stitch, 2, 3, and I just jump onto where we did the 3 chain, and I make my last 2, 3, and I just, oops, I think I picked the wrong yarn to show this tutorial, but I just I had this in front of me. So I'm going to chain 3 to go up. This is how it looks like, the tulip garden. See? Okay, so I'm going to chain 3. And what we did here, we're just going to do repeat what we did. So on the same, where we did this, you can grab the V when you're pulling your yarn, and then chaining 2, where we do that, we just do 3 double crochets. Just like this. 2 and then 3, and then we chain 2 again, and then we jump where the puff stitches are. We just grab that V here, and then we make 3 double crochets. So it's made out of it's crocheted out of 2 rows. Repeat, and then you create this lovely tulip garden. So I'm just gonna go back to this yarn because it's very nice and soft and it's lovely to work with. This is the Lion brand yarns. It's the ice cream big scoop, and I have worked with this yarn. It's baby soft yarn, and I would highly recommend this yarn. Well, Ice Yarn sells these too online, and then you can order it from them if you're in the Europe area. So you just make 3. No, I think I grabbed my, it's supposed to be the 4.5. It's too big. Okay, so I just do 3 double crochets on where we pull the puff stitches, and then do 2 chains. That's where we do the 3 double crochets. You just grab it there, and then after you do the 3 double crochets, you just jump. And here's a better way to show it to you. Can you see the V's here? You just grab it from that, and then you make 3 double crochets. just like that. Okay, and I will show you how to do the border on my next tutorial. I have a very beautiful border on how to crochet. So I will show you that on the next tutorial. So stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and hit that bell. So when I post new tutorials, you will be notified and you won't miss my tutorials. And if you don't get that notification, I've been watching other channels, and they were mentioning that people weren't getting, or they've been messaging me. I haven't. Oh, I missed your yarn giveaway. I'm so sorry. I felt so bad about that. They missed my yarn giveaway, and so they couldn't participate. Like, they couldn't comment, so they weren't when I did the random picking. Their name weren't pulled because they didn't comment. So I post about 5 to 6 videos a month. I try, if I'm not busy, if I don't have orders, but I try. And yeah, so I do post, so keep on checking. You never know when I do a yarn giveaway. Maybe I'll open one of my containers and I will say to myself, I would never have time to use up this gorgeous yarn. I'll give it to my lovely subscribers. That's what I do. So I think I still have, I don't know, 40 containers of yarn. Well, when I say 40 containers, these containers are big. Like, they're about 100-liter that you can fill, like 100 kilogram of yarn. Yeah, so it's a big container. My clear containers are pretty big. So far I only emptied 2 containers. So you just continue crocheting, and then you just repeat the second row, and I will show you how to do the puff stitch. On this yarn, I'm not doing it as, because this one was bulkier. I did 3. I pulled up 3. Yeah, but it does look green. It looks nice on the green as well. I love it. This would look lovely on a cardigan or a sweater, a summer sweater. Don't you think so? These ideas that pop, but I never have time to do it. Unfortunately, there's so many projects that I'm working on. So I will continue crocheting all the way to the end, and I'll come back to show you the second row on the puff stitch. And I'll be right back. Okay, so instead of doing 3, because this is thinner, I did 4, just to show you. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm holding the yarn like this when I'm pulling, and I kind of tuck it like this tight, and I grab it and I make a single crochet. Just like this, and it gives you that tightness. See, on this one I didn't do it, and as you can see, it's loose, but this way it secures it and it gives that tightness. And I do the 2 chain right away. So let me show it again. I wanted to show you something. So I go yarn over and I go 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a 3 weight. If you're working with a 2 weight, then I would advise you to do 5 instead of 4, because it's going to be thin. The yarn's going to be thin. So I go yarn over and I jump where the 2 chains are, and I go 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a great way to use up your yarn if you have yarn in your stash. And I hold it like this, and I pull it, but when I'm pulling it, I don't let it go. So I kind of hold it like this, and I go between and grab it. Either you can pull it at one or do a single crochet. So where we did this pull, this is where we do the, can you see the V? That's where we do the 3 double crochets. That's where we do the 3 double crochets, and it's just right under here. So it's just, as you can see, goes right under one after another, and then you chain 2, and you just repeat the 2 row. I think I did 3, no 2, and you just repeat the 2 rows. So 2, 3, 4, and then you go to the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, and I hold it and I pull it at once. Sometimes you will let it go and then start all over again, but it happens. And then you hold it like this, or you can do a single crochet. Either way. Then you chain 2, and you just repeat it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you go to the next 2 chain. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll just show you the way that we usually do. You pull it at once. Try to pull this tight so it won't be loose. If you pull it tight, it will be tight. See, this is how it looks like. And you just continue crocheting like this. And it's really fun, and you use up lots of yarn. So I hope you like this tutorial. Again, do not miss, I will do the edging on this if you're crocheting a blanket. I will show you the edging. It's a different way, but it's the same method, doing the puff stitch method. And like I said, if you put this upside down, it looks like a tulip garden. So I hope you like this tutorial. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe, share it with your family and friends, and happy crocheting!